What they did to me in Dubai, that one I'll never forget. I should have listened to my friend. Even right now, my friend, she does not know about this. We grew up and we graduated. She has no idea that I did this in Dubai. Me and my best friend, we used to be so naughty. Mind you, Brother Nash, I'm going to try and change the years because I'm scared that people might link this story back to me. So if there is any inconsistency in my story, just know that I have changed the dates. So me and my friend, we used to hold lesbian strip shows. It was a little deal that we did when we were in university. Yes, we used to do lesbian stuff, me and my best friend. And she was the one that introduced me to it. She was my roommate at the student accommodation where I was staying. We were doing strip shows for men online that we never knew. These guys, they paid us on TikTok and Instagram. So we would hold those live things and we will send a private link only for invite. So my friend had a strict rule to never accept a guy that will say, I love you, let us have a one-on-one, let's go and sleep at a hotel. She always told me to never do that because you will end up meeting someone that is a psychopath or a serial killer. We never knew about rituals. I started to know rituals, Brother Nashi, when I first listened to this other confession that you posted about money rituals. I did not even know that they were for real. So she always advised it and said that you don't have to do hookups. At least we are getting a little bit of money. Brother Nashi, I hope that you're not going to publicize my voice. Please do not make my voice to be public. I want to remain anonymous. I am someone that you might consider a respectable woman here in Johannesburg. I am married, I am a mother, and I am very active in whatever that I do. But every time when I think about Dubai, I feel like vomiting. To this very day, I don't eat chocolate. It just makes me to feel somehow. Even to drink something that is like chocolate, it makes me want to vomit. Even right now, when I am thinking about it, I feel like suffocating. The trauma that those Arab guys, let them be bombed, because the way that they used to mistreat these women, it was not nice. I'm going to speak with you about my journey that took me to Dubai, into the dark side of Dubai that they never show in documentaries. It started in 2016. At the time, I had a roommate and we were struggling to make ends meet. We were young, equally young, and my best friend, she is still a lesbian to this very day. Lol. I avoid being with her because when she starts to rub your hand, you will feel something immediately. When we are alone, I sit very far away from him and she laughs at me because she has this magnetic touch over me. So both of us, we were beautiful, we were desperate because we did not have money. She came up with the idea and she told me that she used to do it before. We started doing lesbian strip shows on TikTok and Instagram, but we were smart about it. We only did invite-only sessions for men who paid us through private links. My roommate had one strict golden rule: never accept a meet-up, never hook up. We just sell online, fantasy, no flesh. For a long time, this rule, it kept us safe because she was afraid that you go to a hotel, you meet a killer there in an unsafe place. We made enough to pay rent, to keep the lights on, but by December of 2016, the fantasy was not paying enough. I was a single mom at the time, and the holidays were fast approaching. The baby daddy, he was not saying anything that was meaningful enough. I wanted money. My kids, they needed clothes, they needed food, and the school fees for January were looming over my head like a death sentence because I had these kids when I was still very young in high school. I was broke, I was tired, and I wanted my kids to also have a soft life kind of Christmas gift. I broke the rule. I posted a desperate. I was energetic on that track video, and I specifically aimed at the big spenders. I did not want a like. I wanted someone that could give me money so that I can buy my kids clothes. I did not know that I was going to be taken to Dubai by a guy who seemed to be great, but this guy, he was into this thing of trafficking women to Dubai. 2 days after I had posted that video, a DM landed in my inbox. The profile had no picture, no post, and only followed about 5 people, including me and my friend. The message was simple. I have watched your private shows. You are great. I like your booty. Can I take you to Dubai next week? Business class, all expense paid, and you are going to be paid for being with me in Dubai. But you know, we have to go there. Do you want us to go to Dubai? My heart was racing. This guy had promised me a lot of money, which was quite a lot. And I said, I want to go there. So I did not even tell my friend about this because I knew that my friend, she could not even agree that I go all the way to Dubai. She was jealous as well because of the lesbian thing that was happening between the both of us. If we were sleeping with a man, we would have like a threesome and she would be around. So because she is a dominant one, she would want to sleep with me before or after that. So she was not going to agree. So I did not know much about leaving South Africa, you know, us having a lot of people that are foreigners. I just thought that we go to Dubai, we come back. So this guy, when he said, okay, I am about to book the plane tickets, give me your passport. And I said, no, I don't have a passport. And he said, oh, okay, so let's wait for January. Can you get your papers ready? I spent the rest of December acting like everything was normal, applied for my passport, and I was counting the days. He then said, I can't give you a lot, you know, because we don't know each other physically. How about I give you 5K? And I said, 5K, that's a lot. That was the money that I used so that I can buy my twins some clothes for Christmas. And then in January, that was when I boarded a flight. So when we left for Dubai, this was mid-January when we boarded a flight from OR, and then we went to Dubai with my guy. Yo, he was smelling so nice. He's South African, but he's Somalian. I was like, I've never dated a Somalian guy. We landed in Dubai, and then we went to this other place. The first night, me and him, we slept in a beautiful hotel. The next day, he said that we were going to have a tour of Dubai. That was when I was taken to a villa. And when we were there, this place, it was quiet. Brother, it was quiet. I met 8 other women. There were 4 girls that were from Brazil. Those girls, they love things. They don't even care eating poop. They were from Brazil. There were some from Russia and another colored girl that was from Cape Town. And I was like, and you, what are you doing here? She told me not to fight with my boyfriend. She was here to hustle and to return back to South Africa. If I wanted to leave, I was not supposed to fight. So we were not allowed to leave the premises. We were not allowed to do anything. And we were not allowed like to take or to have video chats, to chat with someone on the video whilst you were outside. You were always supposed to do this when you were inside, to never take selfies when you are with the client. Which clients are you talking about? Because I just thought I was on vacation. Now this guy is telling me that I'm not supposed to take like selfies with clients. What are you talking about? The girl then said, oh, so you do not know that you are here to host parties? And I said, no, I came here with my boyfriend. So the other South African girl told me everything. And she said, no, you did not come here to host parties. You came here to sell your cookie. You are here to sell your cookie. You need to understand that. And when they say you are going to have your cookie eaten today by some Arab guy who is older or who is way too young, you don't have to fight. If you fight, you're going to be in problem. You're going to have blue eyes. And as for me, I do not want to be around people that would disturb my hustle. This girl, she told me that she had been doing this for 2 years. She has been eating poop, and this is how she has been surviving and living a soft life back home in South Africa. And I wanted to return back home. I sat down and I started to cry. She came to me, and that girl, she was the one who convinced me to do this stuff. You know, she came and she said, how much do you have in your Capitec account? And I said, how do you know that I'm using Capitec? And she said, I know, I see you are a student. What else are you going to be using? And I said, I have 200 rand. And she said, you have no choice, just do it and return back home. This is what you want. And then she started to tell me about porta potty. It's not always that you're going to be eating poop. Some of the guys, they just want to treat you like you're an animal, to have a strap around your neck. Some of them, they just want to urinate on top of you. That is what makes them to feel good about themselves. So in everything that was going to happen to me, she just gave me advice, and she said, never resist. If you are with a client, treat that client with utter respect. Otherwise, if you do not do that, you're going to get in trouble, and I do not want to get in trouble. You have to do it on your own, and you have to make money, survive, and return back home. I said, okay, that is fine. So these people, they did not tell me the truth about everything that happens in Dubai. So they told me to rest. And the term porta potty is not a joke. People think that maybe these are just stories. It is not a joke. Those guys, most of them, like, they don't like to sleep with black women. So since they love the curves that a black woman have, they have that desire to see you naked, but at the same time, like, it is like devil stuff that is happening. Someone loves the way that you are built as a black woman and lust after you, but because they lust after you, they turn around and start to hate you. They want to humiliate you. If he sleeps with you, he feels bad about sleeping with a black woman, and then he turns around and starts to hit you, to humiliate you, and they want to prove that their money can buy something. So by the third night, that was when I was taken, I was told that there was this other place where we were going to a party where we were going to host. The girl that I was with, she told me not to worry, to follow everything that she was doing, and just to act normal, and I could return back to South Africa with a lot of money. The woman told me that we were going to get paid, and these men, they were going to act as if we were their dustbin. And when we arrived at the place, to my surprise, it was not only Arab men. There were two pastors that sounded like they were American. They were black pastors, and we were kneeling down while these guys, they were having a party. And since they were drinking alcohol, when they wanted to pee, they would come, and one guy would be like, open your mouth. And they would be like, the way that they spoke with us, it was so discriminating. Even for the black guys, they surprised me. And we had to open our mouth. If you wanted to pee in your mouth, you do it without asking any questions. But then after that, I ran to the bathroom. I washed off my mouth. I tried everything. But the girl followed me, and she told me to think about my kids that I had back home, and to think about the school uniforms that I was going to buy with the money. And I said, yeah, let me do this. So I stayed from late January, and I stayed until February 2022. And when that gig was over, I returned back home. So the money they don't give you when you are in Dubai, I was given this money at a Sun City hotel. When I returned back to South Africa, I was told to go there. I met a guy who was Nigerian, but I went there with a Somalian guy, and he had a bag. When he gave me the cash, I thought that maybe it was fake money, but he said, this is your hard work. You have earned a lot. Take it. And he gave me the money. He told me not to count it in public, but to go to the room. He asked if we could have sex. I refused, and he said, okay, fine, I'm not going to force you. We are not in Dubai. And then when I went to the room, I saw that it was 63,000 rands that I had made, and I went and I deposited some of the money into my account, since I could not deposit all of it because I was afraid to move around with a lot of money. And then I started started buying some clothes for my kids, even though I had bought some for them the previous year in December, but still I bought some and I got myself an iPhone. To this very day, my brother, my best friend, she does not even know I am married now. My husband is my provider, my protector. He's a man of faith. He loves me dearly and deeply, but he does not know that this is what I did before that. He does not know about the TikTok days, and I'm always praying that there is no guy who made a screen record of me and my friend doing lesbian stuff. When we go on a vacation, if he suggests something like Dubai, I always make an excuse. I am always like, I don't like the heat, let us go to another place. It is because I am afraid of the trauma that it will come back to me, because I've been trying to heal myself. My kids are a little bit older now. They are in a good private school. One day they will be successful and they don't have to go through the same things that I went through. That is my prayer to God. And I always say, God, please make sure that you keep me until my kids have reached university and have passed university and they are working. If you take my soul after that, you can take my soul. But as for now, please keep me alive so that I can take care of my kids. That is my story, Brother Nashim. Yo, dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Let us speak with him in the comment section. Yo, can you imagine?